Good evening. I'm Joe Netherworld, and I'm here with your daily tarot card reading for Thursday, December 19th. 2013, it's weird, when you sit down and read these cards, sometimes I get sucked into different months. I think November, I think it's, January. It's because these last 3 months, I'm going to say this right now, November, December, and coming up on January, I feel are going to be like one 90-day blur of a cycle. It's going to be about setting not only the course of finishing up 2013 and reviewing that, but we're going to be also looking at what 2014 is going to bring us, and also what the next few years are going to be about. Because this is a very important year coming up. This is the year that kind of gets us. We're now knee deep in the decade. It'll be the 14 out of 20. Basically. So when this decade moves through, it'll be 2020, if you can believe that. I know it's just, I don't know. I thought I looked around, it was sometime in the 90s, and a whole different rock and roll kind of thing. And so though I've done a half-ass shuffle, what I do like when that happens is when a card jumps. If a card jumps, that becomes our main card of the day. And it's an interesting card for the day. It's the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is the backstabber card. It couldn't be any more of the backstabber. It's a guy lying down on the ground with 10 swords in his back, right? That's about as blunt as an image can get when it's trying to get something across. Today's the day of backstabbing. Today's the day of people getting in your way. You stabbing people in the back, possibly, or you getting stabbed in the back. And that all relies on what the next, what the qualifier cards have to say about that. But that's, right now off the back, we're starting out with a warning. So today's is a warning day, but our next card up is the Nine of Pentacles. That is all about not only finances and money, but showing off what you have and sometimes attracting people to you because you have money. And that can be why this backstabbing is going on. But let's see what the other card is here. What's pulling us in is we have the Ace of Rods. The Ace of Rods is about being singularity. It's about finding, it's a workplace card, but more about making things and finding one passion or one force that really works for you as far as, how you do what you do. It could be even a hobby. But so we've got a little bit on either side here. We've got backstabbing as our main force of the day. We have that being, leaving us killed, but also giving us a chance to start over. Sometimes we need to be, knocked out completely and taken out before we can start something new again. But with the Nine of Pentacles, kind of showing, that it's all about the money and how we appear, and how that we can attract negativity because of that. I think the answer to that is in the Ace of Rods, which is finding a singular passion and things that are just you like doing because you like doing them. I think it's really today to redress a few situations where you might be causing animosity or jealousy, or you might have animosity and jealousy for someone who appears to have more than they have. But that doesn't mean that, one, that it's going to make you happy to have what they have, or that you need what they have. But besides needing what they have, it's not, so maybe they're not happy because they have it. So I know it sounds getting a little talking in riddles here a little bit, but not intentionally so. So this is a mirror day. You can either be the person who's stabbing someone in the back because of these things that they seem to have, or you could be being stabbed in the back because you are, you're fronting too much, as the street vernacular goes. So keep that in mind today, that there's not any reason. This is not about appearance, it's about passion and what you love, what you want to do, and where you want to be. So I'm catching an interesting vibe off this whole read today because it's a little bit mysterious, which means it'll clear itself up. This is going to be part of a 2 or 3 day read, or longer. We'll see how the cards lay out in the next coming days. But let's keep this in mind. Remember that here we are, we're starting with this Ten of Swords and this backstabber. Let's find out as we progress why. But if you're watching this only for this one day and you're going to take this as your only reading for this, consider jealousy. Consider how jealousy's motivated you, or how people have been motivated by jealousy to work against you. And that might be because people are perceiving the situation as being more intentionally arrogant, when it's just been, hey, sometimes you have nice things, but maybe you're not, maybe you're overdoing it. Maybe you're exposing people to too much of your personal wealth and your personal success that don't need to know. So maybe today's answer really would be about keep your mouth shut a little bit. No need to tell everybody how good things are for you, even though you're very excited, and even if you mean to do it out of pure positive reasons, it's causing jealousy, and with jealousy comes backstabbing, and with backstabbing comes being stabbed in the back. So that's that for today. We will pick this up again tomorrow, sometime after midnight, when I usually post my videos as best I can, depending if, you know, every day is a little different though, so well, we should get back on track pretty soon. But I'm George in Magic, and I'm Joe Netherworld, and a little tongue-tied. This is a very unsettling read for today, so we'll leave it unsettled. Let's pick it up again tomorrow.